Good evening. All right. Man,
Yeah.
time is
So we,
flying.
I know. I
December
know. Tell me about
2014, December
December
14th.
is half gone.
It was
Christmas
January
is next week.
yesterday.
I know. I
Christmas
know.
is next week. Oh, Christmas Eve is next week. It's crazy. Hi, Bridget. Glad
Uh,
you're here. Good to see
Bridget,
you. Good to see
Bridget
your
Young
name.
just joined us. Yes. So do
Yay.
hey, if whether you're coming from Facebook or YouTube, we can see, and
Please
everybody
type
else
in the
can't.
comments or, yeah, in the chat or in the comments. Say hi if you're watching. Yeah.
Yeah, and we share the comments so that both whether it doesn't matter whether you're coming from Facebook or YouTube, everybody will be able to see each other's comments and stuff. So we appreciate y'all being here.
Also, people who are listening to the recording and audio in the future. Hello, future people. We read the comments so that you can enjoy the conversation. Cam, hi, sweetie. It's good to hear from you again. Awesome, awesome. It's a good time to be here. So, for anybody who's new to the show, we'll talk for a minute, let people keep signing in. We are Eyes of Indigo. I am Margot. This is Iris. And pop that all the way up, Iris, for us. Eyes of Indigo. We discuss weird stuff in a rational way. We love weird topics, and today we have another. Today we are doing some good weirdness. Um, we're coming to you from Facebook and live and YouTube live. And today's topic is Iris.
Today's topic is what did I do with it?
We're
I
doing
don't. We're
readings.
yes, we're flying by the seat of our pants here. Okay, so we are psychic readings, and we're here for the next hour. After we do the introductions and a quick behind the curtain type thing, we'll be offering free short readings. So you're welcome to ask us a question, but we're not going to be able to get all down and deep and in the nitty gritty and spend 30 minutes on one person. We just can't. So
Please
we're just
don't ask us the meaning of your life.
yeah, yeah. So we'll talk a little bit about exactly what you should ask in just a minute, but
We'll
be
guide you.
thinking, yeah.
We'll guide you.
Um,
But
but
peek
yeah,
behind the curtain. The Wizard of
woo!
Oz. What the hell was going on behind the curtain that's really controlling the scenes? That's your segue, Iris. What is our peek behind the curtain today? Tell us about our behind the curtain topic.
And I was ahead of Heather. I just threw that up. So behind the curtain, I saw this video. Actually, Margot had shared it, and I was like, "That is so cool." And then I went and looked it up, and it's true.
True.
Yeah, I mean, even mainstream media published it, which in a sense you think that's fake, but no, I mean it's everywhere. It's
Even the people who would want to try to hide it
say it's
published it.
yes.
Yeah.
So well, here it goes, and I made my notes. So all right, Michelle. Okay,
Michael.
Stanley Armour Dunham
Okay.
was it was is Barack Obama's grandfather.
On his
He's the
mother's
one
side.
that raised him. Yeah, his mother's parents helped raise him, and that's the man that helped raise Barack Obama. Well, it turns out he is cousins
Dunham.
with
Dunham is. When you say he,
Dunham. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Stanley Armour Dunham is cousins with George W. Bush. And Michelle Obama is cousins with Stanley Armour Dunham.
But wait, there's more.
And in fact, I'm gonna have to look on it, my thing. He, his distant cousins include six U.S. presidents. Stanley Armour Dunham, six U.S. presidents, distant cousins: James Madison, Harry Truman, Lyndon Johnson, Jimmy Carter, George H.W. Bush, and of course George W. Bush. He also is related to former Vice President Dick Cheney, eighth cousin once removed. Um, Harry Truman's fourth cousin, twice removed, and he and Wild Bill Hickok are sixth cousins. Holy cow! Who can keep up with that, right?
I don't know. Yeah, Wild Bill Hickok was very controversial in his time too.
But Obama and Bush are 11th cousins, and Obama and Cheney are 8th cousins. And this was all in the New York Times and factcheck.org. And while we're on the Bushes, Barbara Pierce Bush, her father was the president of McCall's Publishing, if you remember the McCall's magazine ages ago. And her mother was like one of the officers in the Garden Clubs of America. Her fourth cousin was Franklin Pierce, who was known to be a pretty bad president in his time. And he was one that gambled away the White House china. He was such an addictive gambler. He ran out of stuff at the game. Wait a minute, here's the White House china, and he gambled that away.
That's sad.
She's also 30 generations away.
Barbara Bush is 30 generations
removed from Lady Godiva.
That's a weird notoriety, right?
Yeah, I know it. Very strange. So while we're on the Bushes, I thought it worth.
But wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more. Did you know George Bush's grandfather, Prescott Bush, that would be H.W.'s father, was director and shareholder with Brown Brothers and Harriman. Brown Brothers Harriman, who were the financial architects of Nazism. There, all of this was in, it's on The Guardian is where I'm reading the article, but 60 years later, civil action for damages being brought in Germany against the Bush family by 2 former slave laborers at Auschwitz. It also prompted one former U.S. Nazi war crimes prosecutor to argue that he was a senator, that it should have been grounds for prosecution for giving aid and comfort to the enemy.
Yeah.
And it was actually, there was a Trading with the Enemy Act
at the time
that yeah,
in violation of, especially since he was a senator at the time.
Right. And he worked directly with Hitler in the finances. That I have found so many references to that. And while we're on it, just for shits and giggles,
there's more.
I found an article, the top 10 American companies that aided the Nazis, because I knew about Ford. You know, Ford made
it made equipment and engines and
tanks.
Tanks and war machines. Yeah,
for the Nazis.
Coca-Cola
was a major presence in Nazi Germany. Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, prior to World War II, Germany had been one of America's most important film markets. And the film studios were willing to bend over backwards to appease the German government. And the single greatest act of Nazi support was done after the invasion of Poland. They donated prints of 11 other films to the German relief effort. Chase Manhattan Bank colluded with the Reich. They talk about the definite connections. If anybody wants these links, I'll send it to them. Dow Chemical, one of the companies that provided an insane amount of materials to the Nazis, not only raw materials, but American technological innovations in regards to oil refinery. Brown Brothers Harriman, here again, it mentions it helped finance Adolf Hitler's rise to power, and it was a subsidiary company he used as a base of American operations. Woolworth.
Paperclip. Look up Operation Paperclip.
Yep. Let's see. Alcoa, third largest aluminum producer in the world, and in 1941 was even more powerful. It had the monopoly on aluminum.
Right.
and it sent so much of its aluminum product over to Germany that the country made upwards of 60% more aluminum products than America. Then the Ford Motor Company, when Hitler
Germany's
pays
this
tribute,
big. The United States is this big, and they made more
yes,
than we did.
when Hitler pays tribute to you in his biography and keeps a portrait of you in his office, it would be hard for you to claim you didn't have some connection to him. However, Henry Ford didn't seem particularly inclined to distance himself or the company from the Nazis anyway. General Motors, GM's chief executive for overseas operations in 1938, was awarded the Order of the German Eagle, first class, by Chancellor Adolf Hitler.
Ooh.
And International Business Machines, better known as
IBM,
they provided Germany with the punch card machines,
which was a
precursors to modern
computer.
computers. Yes. They were sued by 5 gypsies in 2002 to collect reparations because their parents had been killed during the Holocaust. Case ended up being dismissed due to the statute of limitations running out. So, yeah.
Yeah, elections are not elections, but bloodlines.
Yeah, who knows who and how
It's
you
who
get
you're
there.
related to. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It gets really amazing when you start looking back
George
at
Bush's cousin's grandson, who he hand raised, becomes the next president.
yeah.
That's a coincidence.
Nobody gives a shit whether you're Democrat or Republican.
Mm-mm. That has nothing to do with it. It's two wings on the same bird. But
Mhm.
we digress. Thank you, Iris.
That is a peek behind the curtain. So
That was a peek behind it and then straight down a rabbit hole.
let me
Couple
dig
of them,
myself out of that rabbit hole.
but more. And it was awesome. Yeah, feel free. Like Iris said, she'll be glad to send you those links if you want to learn more, see more, or just validate what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is wise. That's a wise thing. to do
And
for
also
independent.
Google. I mean, Google or DuckDuckGo is even better. To find
Yes.
DuckDuckGo.com to do your searches because you get a healthier mix of nonpartisan.
Broader. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and also, I just want to mention, he doesn't sponsor us in any way. We don't have any connections to him. But if you aren't seeing JP Sears, no relation to Margot, but he's got long red hair. He is a hysterical comedian.
He's
And
he's a political commentator now and a comedian.
And there was one today that came out that talks about we must be stupid or something like that. And
He
it
describes.
and it's like how he just rattles off all, which I'm sure he's teleprompter, but all these stories that are in the news right now.
He summarizes it.
And he summarizes it beautifully and just
he's eloquent.
Those little questions that make you go,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's ingenious and eloquent as well as being funny as hell and sarcastic.
Yeah.
And he's a bodybuilder, so when his clothes come off, he's good looking. yeah. He's a good looking ginger.
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
And hysterical. Oh my God, a humorous, good looking man.
And he's a family man. Wife and daughter, wife and baby mean everything to him.
Well, damn, just bring me down.
I know. he's got animals. I mean, he's a real wholesome dude. He's a very genuine, wholesome dude. Yeah.
He's a righteous dude.
He's a righteous dude. Almost pretty much nailed that imitation right there, didn't I? Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Yeah.
Which reminds me, everybody does know that the guy who played the principal is a pedophile.
Was he?
Yes.
Honey, there's not many people in Hollywood who actually didn't at least dabble in that. But
yeah. I mean, he was
a hardcore.
Guilty. Yeah, hardcore.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot of curtains to peek behind. Whole bunch of curtains are in there. Put some of that back.
I think my dog's behind mine.
Let's do some readings.
Yes. So, Margot and I, we'll kind of take turns, and some of us will feel one more than another, and it's no reflection on you. It's just whatever's
We're the
coming to
vibe.
us. But
Yeah.
ask questions, and a lot of times, if you don't know what to ask, one suggestion is, what is it that you need to know? What is spirit, God, whatever creator
Write your
you know your
questions in the
source?
comments and in the chat right now.
Yeah, and but you can ask past, present, future, something about loved ones, what's going on, relationships, money, work, all those kinds of things. But a lot of times some of
Past
the best
lives.
answers, yeah, some of the best answers come from, what is it I need to know? What kind of guidance do I need? Or I'm stuck. What am I doing wrong? Those kinds of things. But it's
Ever
up to
had
you.
ever had a supernatural or weird event in your past? You can describe a little bit of that and we will tell you what we see was going on as well.
Yeah.
Ancestors or loved ones, friends as well who have deceased. You want to know what's the skinny? Where are they? You feel them around, or you don't feel them around. We can check in on them as well. We do talk to dead people.
And most of the time, I'm fine with just doing readings, but I was walking out of my room and I heard, get your cards. And I was like, really? Which ones? Well,
I
and
heard don't get my cards. So yeah.
I got
Thank
my Gabriel cards. I was like, well, they jumped right off the shelf at me. But the other ones I have not used that much, but it's The Soul's Journey by James Van Prague.
He's cool.
And
Those are
he's got
good.
beautiful cards.
Okay.
So, and what I'll do if the trigger, if I feel like you're supposed to have one of these, I'll just pick one on your behalf. I can be told and directed.
Heather, the first one is you. Everyone else, Bridget, Cam, please feel free to get in the comments and write your question while we're answering this first one for Heather. Iris, this one's for you. My head and heart are heavy and hurting
Oh.
due to a personal matter. What guidance do I need right now? What, and this is a wise question, what is the universe telling me? So I'm hearing a draw might get more clarity.
Okay.
Iris, do you feel the need to ask her to specify the personal matter? I don't either, but I didn't want to assume for you. Excellent.
Right. No, it's not that one. This one.
Ooh, that's a mandala that says love, and then I commit
Well, I hope you were.
to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Oh boy.
Yeah, and actually,
Hi V.
what I'm hearing, Heather, I know your head and heart are hurting. Uh, you're hurting, and it probably involves betrayal. Somebody's doing something that you think they shouldn't be doing, and you're having a hard time guiding them. You're trying to guide them, and they're not listening. And we cannot control other people. But what we can do is love them
Yeah.
in spite of what they do. And we have to let people go their own journeys. And I'm being reminded to tell everybody, when one person gets a reading, this is for everybody that's watching. You came here for a reason tonight.
Anybody can hear this. This advice is for you too, in whatever shade or fashion that
Yeah.
a different aspect applies to you.
Yeah.
Tune in.
But Heather, as much as it hurts you and hurts you to see what they're doing, even though they might not understand the full impact, you've got to take care of you and recognize that they're on their journey. They are going through these steps for a reason that none of us may know. Well, we might could read that person too, but they're not here right now. But you have to let it play out. If they hit rock bottom, they hit rock bottom. If they're in your life and it is hurting you so badly, you can love them and let them go. They don't have to be underfoot all the time. And this says, you are love. It is your inherent, this is from the book about the cards. It is your inherent vibration. The obstacles and challenges of the physical dimension attempt to trick you into thinking there are other ways to view life. But there is only one way that is natural to your being: love. This card simply reminds you that your soul is made of God's pure, divine, vibrational force of love, and that you need to bring this awareness to bear on every aspect of your life and being. Love is a healing energy. All anxiety and drama cannot exist in the aura of love. Most souls have come back upon this earth to learn, accept, and utilize this harmonic force and to see its effect upon their lives. It is your time to remind others of the strength of their own power of God and assist them in knowing fully that love is the most powerful element in the universe. It builds, fortifies, and strengthens even the most lost person. When we live in the power of love, then and only then will we know the truth. True love is the spiritual link between us and God. It will guide our footsteps through the conflicts of the material world and will cleanse our hearts of unwanted facets of the human personality.
I hate to shift gears, but Cam and Heather do not respond to the hacker that has come on to the chat.
Oh, yeah.
The Awadola priest, whatever, that person is a hacker.
I will go to the chat and ban her
please,
if I can.
Yeah, please ignore their invitation. Ignore anybody's invitation. That's
it's a hacker spammer.
It's a ham spammer, however you want to say it. They saw reading and they came onto the live, whoever it is came onto the chat to try to steal your money. So yeah, absolutely ignore that. Sorry on behalf of those uninvited people that sometimes do that. So Iris, I'm hearing I didn't want to interrupt what you were saying, what you were reading. And I'm hoping, Heather, that you got a little bit of direction and guidance out of that. Because it was good intel. It was worth waiting to let her finish.
yeah. I hope, did it, I'm not looking at her comments. I'm getting rid of this.
Heather said, thank you so much.
Oh, good. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, she did. Right. She did. And so the next question that came up was Bridget, and she asked, I think, 3 questions. She said, I'd like to know what's coming for me this month. I want to hear from my loved ones. Actually, it's 4 questions. I'm wondering if I will receive abundance in money, and my mom is sick. Is that too much? Yeah, just to be honest. Yeah, that's a lot. That's about 4 or 5 questions. But some of them are actually all together. What's coming for me this month? Will I receive abundance? And those 2 are actually combined. Actually, Bridget, the vibe around your existence right now is showing that you're going to do really well with some income in January. Not so much December, but in January. They're showing me, though, that the sticking point for you is that you're going to be tempted to spend it all at once and almost end up right where you are now again by the end of January. Caution, don't do that. Be very, very frugal and stretch it out and allot the money to spend it to help you with living expenses. And they're showing me if you do that, it's going to propagate more money coming in behind it instead of blowing it all once it shows up. It is going to show up for you sometime in January is the read at this point. So you're going to experience a little bit of peace and relief in that, which means you're going to have more choices. And so, yes, be more particular about your choices, who you spend time with, what kind of food you eat, where you spend time, what you choose to watch or see, be it games or television or movies or internet. Be more particular about the quality of that stuff. And you'll have the freedom to do that, to pick higher quality stuff with this peace of mind of having a little bit of cushion coming in, financial cushion coming in. Um, I gotta scroll a little bit because people popped up again. Uh, Bridget said, "Oh crap." Okay,
Yeah.
and then you said you want to hear from your loved ones. Well, we can speak to specific loved ones. If you can type while I'm talking, who is it that's deceased or missing that you want to hear from specifically? Your mother, grandmother, cousin, brother, sister,
And
grandfather.
maybe we can go on to a couple of others and then come
And we can
back.
circle back around to that. But yeah, if you could
Yeah.
actually, my husband, Dale. All right, she did right. She wrote right away.
Hi, V.
Hey, V. And husband is Dale is deceased. Bridget, let me know if you're if Dale is a deceased person or a missing person, and I'll answer that as soon as I can. And
Okay.
she wrote, yeah. Well, yes, he's deceased, or yes, he's missing. Which yes is it?
Okay. Let's go on to Cam because we've done
So,
quite a bit on her already.
yep. So go ahead, and your sister is online.
Yes, I see that. Hello, Deborah.
Yay!
We'll get to yours next. We got Cam up at the top.
So go. Do you want to grab Cam, or do you want me to?
If you've got something coming to you, grab it. But
It
I know
always
Deborah's
does.
for you. I'm recovering from hip injury, says Cam. I feel
Yeah.
like the universe wants me to get something important from this, but I can't figure out what.
That's yours, actually.
Yeah, what I mean, and people ask that question, and in general, a lot of times you probably already know, but you're just denying it. It's really easy to kind of go, "Oh, that's what this is about," and then you let it, you push it away. So embrace it. Okay, don't be afraid when those answers come to you. But in your case, the hip injury was so that you could understand what it's like to have other people care for you. That was
Mm.
probably a difficult thing for you to release the control and recognize that other people can take care of you and that it's safe to let them do so. And it doesn't always have to be done your way. That's really hard when people are taking care of you and you're going, well, I'm used to doing it this way and they're doing it a different way. As long as it's getting done, who gives a shit, right? You got to let go of that control. So some of that was being taught to you, as well as recognizing that just as you care for yourself and you care for others, it's okay to relinquish care of yourself to other people and that it's
And
safe to do
receive.
so.
It's
Also,
safe to receive.
yes, and that you have a divine right to receive things. Recognize that and don't shun it. At the same time, you might want to remind yourself that you don't have to go through a trial like this to get that important lesson, and that it is possible. Don't go break the other hip. If you didn't get your lesson this time, you know, you don't want something to happen again to give you this kind of lesson. Recognize it, be thankful for it. What did you learn? What didn't you learn that now you recognize? I think that's an important acknowledgement that, oh, I was balking at that, but it really was a good thing that somebody was telling me to do something or somebody was pushing me to get physical therapy. And I was telling them basically to shove it up their ass, but I didn't. I'm sensing there was something that just really pissed you off, that somebody told you to do something, and you now recognize what was really behind their motivation, and why your resentment was there. Your resentment was there because you were afraid to let people take care of you. And I hope that settles with you.
Cam wrote, that makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, great.
She got it.
All
So
right.
I've got 2 of them in my hopper right now. Bridget says her husband's been deceased 8 years. In short, his name was Dale. In short, Dale has moved on way into further out than reincarnation cycles. And he is a highly evolved being. He is sending, his energy is sending tons and tons of gold light, a goldish yellow, sparkly light and energy that is blanketing you, your children, your grandchildren. It's blanketing all of you. He's sending blessings. And there seems to be a purple grape kind of smell, taste, floral to it. I'm not sure where that's coming in, but it does. It seems to be like a treat, a sweetness to it. And he says he hears you, and when you say goodnight before you go to bed, when you acknowledge him at night, whether it's out loud or to yourself. And it's all good. It's all good. So I wanted to finish that. Now, your sister Deborah says, shifting gears, as you know, the first year of my life health,
at the first of the year,
my health was extremely frail. Who was messing with my electronics during that time, such as the doggy doorbell was ringing and Pandora playing on the cell phone, etc. All right. So while Iris I went out there and channeled.
Mm-hmm.
While Iris was speaking last, Deborah, and they're showing me that when you came back from the hospital, a lot of low vibrations were in that hospital, mostly coming in with befuddled, confused, terrified, manipulated people who were operating out of deceit. Okay, and they were afraid not to.
She had a lot of that.
Yeah, they were afraid not to. What happens is that built an environment of low vibes, which attracted entities of low vibration. And lucky for you, this is going to sound weird at first, but hey, we talk about weird shit in a rational way, so let's keep going. Lucky for you, only 2. I was looking to see if there was more than that, and a third one thought about it but backed off. Only 2 low vibration entities came home with you. They were poltergeist kind of energies, not really of huge consequence, but they love to spend their influence and or energy distracting you, distracting humans, irritating humans, messing with electronics, because electronics put off vibrations and vibes and energy, and that they can sometimes match frequency and benefit from on a temporary basis. And once they get in there, they start messing with stuff. And they're showing me that 2 of them came home with you. One of them preferred your household and found the doggy door, the easiest thing to mess with. So it did. And it loved the fact that it could disrupt your train of thought and everybody's focus, and that people would walk in the room and go, why is that doing that? Honey, are you seeing why they liked that attention? Same thing with your cell phone, the Pandora. The other entity was just a little bit more sophisticated than the doggy door guy. They don't know each other. They're not in cahoots with each other. They're independent of each other, these 2 entities. And
I'm thinking Pandora and Pandora's box was an attraction as well.
Yeah, honey, there's the vibration, Pandora. I am a troublemaker. And so it went right to that program and found that the easiest way to express itself. Feel free, if it's still happening once in a while, they're showing me that simple cures like smudging with white sage or cedar or whatever you like that, would do good to smudge your whole house, smudge your electronics inside your home. If you're not sure what smudging is, feel free to get in touch with your sister after the show,
Yeah.
and she'll tell
And
you
I
how
and
to
I tell
smudge.
you this, Deborah, you had a lot of love come into that house afterwards. Plus, you have a wonderful sense of humor.
And
All that
that
laughter
is
and
smudge.
love.
Yep, that's emotional smudging. You don't necessarily need it, but there
Yeah.
you go. Absolutely. All right, thank you for bringing us that question. The next one,
Yes.
what you got, Iris?
Let's see. We got
I think Cam was next. Maybe.
Heather. No, okay, I got Heather. You're welcome. She said she knew it. She said she just needed affirmation, so that's good. Rosemary.
Yes.
Hi
I have
there.
two
Two
daughters.
daughters. Yeah, that I'm thinking about. Ashley is single and financially struggles. Her pets are her babies, and she loves playing in the garden. What are your thoughts on her finding a forever loving future partner that will take care of her? Alexis in Illinois also has fur babies, purchased a home with her partner 6 years. Will they marry? Okay. For Ashley, there is someone out there for her. And the fact that she's sort of a natural person and likes the children, and I mean the children, the pet babies and the garden and things like that, that's a really good grounding way for her to be. She doesn't feel worthy. There is some self-worth questions there, I believe, and but she is perfectly worthy. I think she's just got a little bit longer on her journey before she'll be ready to meet that person that will be just the right match for her. It's coming, but it's a couple of years down the road. um and and I'm thinking her financial struggles are also part of that self-worth issue. If you can help her recognize that she is worthy and deserves pay and deserves to be rewarded for her knowledge and abilities, and that's what will help her. Um, but she doesn't have to give up any of her grounding for that. Alexis has purchased a home with her partner. They've been together for 6 years and they bought a home.
You said Alexis, and so
Oh God, Alexa, shut up.
Her home system is the Alexa system, like Siri, and so it heard Iris talk, and it's starting to give her sass.
Where's that voice? I got my earphones in. I couldn't hear.
Yeah, that
okay.
was
The one that shall not be named. She's in. I think they're very dedicated and committed to each other. Marriage is not their priority right now. Maybe in a couple of years down the road, but they're just focused on stability at the moment. Are you getting anything, Margot?
concur 100%. That relationship can evolve into something that you find, by definition, more stable. However, those two are actually quite stable together, and they're building the foundations of their relationship right now. Both both of your daughters are on an excellent path, and they're experiencing natural ups and downs of life, sometimes financial, sometimes other stuff, but neither one of them is on a dangerous trajectory downward. Both of them are going to go through normal up and down cycles and be very healthy. Not this either. They're both doing normal stuff like that. You're doing good. Your girls are good. Good job, Mom.
Yeah. All right. V asks, I'm curious if you get any messages about why I'm here. Good things have been happening lately, and I want to keep pleasing the universe. Wondering if I should work in recovery. I've had job offers.
Or stick with
Where I am because it feels safe.
All right. And V says, I work a front desk at the resort, by the way, opportunity to travel. And Rosemary said, thank you. So V wants to know, all right, V2, I read that while Iris was doing the last question, and I think I can address this one too.
Mm-hmm.
There's two bits of information in here that you need to know about. First of all, got something going on there with I want to keep pleasing the universe. Yellow flag. Boop, boop, boop. Guess what? There's only one entity in the whole freaking universe that you need to please. Everyone else is just gravy, including the gods. There's only one entity, V. Guess who it is? I don't need to say it because I think you know. You're a smart lady. There's only one entity that you need to please. Focus on that. If you make that entity happy, then the ripple goes outward and you are doing service to the universe, because everything you do comes from a place of love and joy. All right. So also, just to give you, and the other question sort of kind of ties it. I wonder if I should go into recovery. No, you don't need to go into recovery work. Maybe in the future, but not right now. I'm hearing if you want to do that in the future, as in a couple of years, like 2-3 years from now. I'm hearing the front desk. When I read that, I work at the front desk at the resort, by the way. The truth light just went and just flared on up. Those people appreciate you. Yes, travel. You're in a position with them that if you keep staying in a professional demeanor and wise and supportive in your job towards your coworkers, your bosses, your clients, your customers, whatever, you're going to be able to go places and sock away a little bit of money for your old age, a little bit of 401k investments, whatever. Well, guys, invest in precious metals and nothing else. You heard it here. Investments that way. And you're going to stay. If you, ideally, you would stay on that job for at least 2 years, if not 5. But you're on the right track there. You need to get out of the recovery cycle and injured people and be something other than that. All right. People go to school for 12 years. They go to college for 4 years to study to be a school teacher. They graduate college and become a school teacher on the other end of the school cycle. And school is all they know. You went through life. You experienced addiction. You experienced recovery. You do not need to go to the other side and still play that game right now. Go be something else. And when you come back later, you will bring more to the table than you would be able to right now. Like how to go be normal, how to go be happy and productive for yourself and the rest of the world. Namaste, sweetie. Much love.
Yep. Deborah commented she'd already smudged, so that's a good thing.
Good.
Bridget came back and she
wants to know about the heal. Okay. Yeah, I read that too. Remember when I said Dale's putting out loving gold energy to you, your children, your grandchildren, and it seemed to have a grapey, sweet floral smell to it too. That is the energy that you're experiencing that you described in the chat. So he is actually doing that. What I mean by he moved on is he is evolved. He's no longer just a colloquial terms. He's not a ghost of his former human self. His energetic soul has evolved to be more than just a former human. All right. It's not that he has physically left. It's that he has shifted into being a bigger, more complex creature that can reach much further out. That means he can still contact you guys, but he's also doing much more, much bigger, much higher vibrating stuff further out in the ethers at the same time. So you can still experience him, but you're going to experience him on a more abstract, perhaps, adjectives like that, more abstract level. And yes, you're always going to experience love and unconditional loving vibes and energy from him. And so are your children, and so are your grandchildren. All right. So that's what I meant by that.
And Ryan said, do you have anything for me? I need closure. He just had a horrible tragedy occur in his life. And I'm sorry to hear that. And I know that is troublesome and
transition time.
Yeah.
V says, thank you. You're welcome, sweetie.
God, I'm feeling the weight. And for yeah, it's
Gotcha.
that's
Gotcha.
yeah, it's tough. So Ryan, and if you've got anything, Margot, jump in. But it is a time of transition. When when we have any kind of loss in our life, um, then it's hard at the time to see why we lost what we lost. Um, but it really, there's an old adage, and I'm hearing it's very trite now. I don't even want to say it. But it's the only words are coming to my head.
Go ahead and
So
use it. Yeah, they want you to
yeah,
say it that way.
when you when a door closes, a window opens. There have been times in my life where, I mean, I was literally on my knees sobbing, and I can't take any more, and realized all of a sudden, well, yes, you can mourn your loss. You should mourn your loss. It's a human thing, it's a healthy thing, but don't dwell on it. Allow yourself to open your eyes. There is relief coming. There is, it's going to come in small doses at first, but allow it to come into your life. It will help you get over the tragedy. Why it happened, it
Uh,
was,
Iris, there's some information in here that might help a little bit. Bridget says, "I know Ryan. She actually wants to talk with spirits. She doesn't know what to ask. Her family's who she wants to come through. This is my friend." Earlier in the chat, she said she was trying to get her friend to come online, and
right.
Ryan's not well versed on how to ask.
Sure, but
So
in this information
you're
still
still answer
applies.
what you're saying still applies absolutely.
And what is your your
Needing to let go. You don't need to be
yeah,
talking to spirits. You don't need to be calling them in.
your family's there. And the loss that you've had, it was a time for their transition. It wasn't about you.
Right. That's what I heard. It's not about you.
It was there. It was something that they had to do. And while it's horrible, and there's a great loss, and you miss them, and all that,
There's adjustments. Yeah.
and it's an adjustment period. And but they're fine. They're doing fine. They understand. Um, they understand where they are. They understand what what their job is now, and what they're supposed to be doing. Okay, she lost two sons. Yeah. Oh God. It's
Yeah,
just,
that's
yeah.
that's a lot to lose.
It's, and they're good. They still love
They're
you,
fine. Yeah.
but they're fine.
They're not suffering.
No.
Yeah.
And
And they love you.
and they know you love them. That's
Yep.
it. And I
They
think that's even
appreciate
more
you.
important for you to know. They know you love them. They're saying don't waste your time
Worrying.
worrying.
They're both okay. They're both. It says I need to know if your second son is okay. They're both perfectly okay. Okay.
Yeah.
They're
They're
more
both,
than okay. They're more than okay. They're fine. Yeah.
and they've got help on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
They're they're being guided and taught, and they're learning
Supported
lots, and they're being supported, and they want you to find the same support on this side.
towards
And
letting them go. Actually,
yeah,
yeah.
and it's hard. And what
Baby steps.
baby steps, and it's a matter of remember the good times. Remember the love. remember their essence. Don't remember their death. You're dwelling on the death, and they don't want that. They
Mm-mm.
want you to remember them
For the
in the
amazing people they were before that. Yeah.
yes, and yes, they are together.
Oh,
They
yeah.
see each other a lot.
Very much
They
so.
they're in
They're
touch.
connected. They're connected.
They're in touch with family over there. They're in touch with higher celestial beings that are helping them and helping them find their footing. But they're actually learning new jobs over there, like where they're going to be helping other people, especially those who are young and in transition themselves. So they're going to be guides for younger people that transition as well. So it's kind of like, oh, we've been through this, we know how to do it, and we can help you. But they're being taught how to do all that. Um, they know you're hurting, and and I just keep
They
hearing
wish you
about
would choose something else besides hurting because they're
yeah,
not. They're not hurting at all. They're very happy. Yeah.
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 So and it's tough. I mean, I can't imagine, but
You got to start reframing your relationship with them and be a loving observer rather than a doting mother, right?
mhm.
It's okay for your relationship to evolve and to
Oh,
be proud of your independent sons who are being more in another way. Yeah.
I'm hearing it wasn't your fault. Stop with the what ifs.
Oh, God, yeah. Please let go of the what ifs. Big
It
time.
was um how can I not hurt? How is it there's never any bad news on here? Um
Wow, that's a long discussion.
yeah. I mean it's and how can you not hurt? You're punishing yourself. You're punishing yourself.
You've never deserved to hurt.
No.
That's old programming from society, from some types of belief systems. You never deserve to hurt ever. Ever. Period. Be
And their
happy.
example is proof that life is too short. We know that.
Do you think
Um
you want your sons want you to hurt? Is that going to change anything? Is that going to make it any better for them? Better for you? Is it going to make anything better by you choosing to hurt? No. Raise the
and you're
vibration
not obligated, you're not there is no rule in the cosmic law that says that you have to hurt
to
until
prove
you see your
anything.
yeah. Um it's time for you to start enjoying and recognizing the time that you did have with them and enjoying the the memories and laughing at the good stuff that you shared. It's time to let that laughter come back. And I will say this, you are risking having negative energies come in and drag you down further.
Yeah,
Uh,
you are vulnerable. It says some days I can't even walk. My legs are so heavy, and I want to die.
I feel it. I
Those
can.
negative energies have already got to her, Iris. They're already there
Um,
that you're describing.
here's something. This is just practical, but it's something you need to do. Spend at least 10 minutes outside every day. At least.
Go stand on the ground. Go stand on the grass. Go touch a tree. Something. Be outside. Touch the earth or the ground somehow. The grass, the plants. Touch at least 10 minutes, if not longer.
And if you don't have any house plants, get at least two and put them in the room that you're in the most. Uh, oh, get one for each of the boys.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing. Get one for each of the boys. Um, Get outside and just, it's one step at a time. But anytime you hear a voice that is saying, I
Negative.
can't stand this, anything that's negative, anytime you hear anything come into your mind that's negative, tell it to go away. Tell it to go away. It's
Don't
not wanted.
don't own it. Tell it, dismiss it, make it go away.
Yeah.
I'm hearing also there's one other piece that we're skipping. It's normal to go through stages of grieving. It's normal to be angry. It's normal to want to bargain. It's normal to be sad. It's normal to ask questions. And eventually it's normal to end up on acceptance. And it's also normal to jump back and forth between those stages. It's also normal to have stages that are not part of that 5. However, the important element is to keep moving towards acceptance until you stay on the acceptance of the situation for your own peace and well-being, which benefits them, by the way, longer and longer and longer. Okay, so don't feel bad about grieving, but the important trick to remember is to don't dwell on it. Keep moving. When you get sad, can't move, need to go, your legs are heavy, go sit outside on the porch, go sit outside on the stoop and be heavy and sad there, and let the earth and Mother Nature and God and Spirit and whatever word you want to use drain off that which no longer serves you. Please remove that which no longer serves me.
She says thanks, but every day I'm getting sicker, and literally this is what it feels like to die. I am hearing, if you want to die, that is exactly what will happen.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to, that's exactly what will happen. But it's not your time yet. It is not your time yet.
This is all your choice.
But it's everything is your choice, and I know it sounds harsh, and I don't mean it to. And unfortunately, this show is not long enough for us to really get into the nitty gritty. But
True.
you can make the choice right now. Are you going to live? Do you want to get through this and beyond it? Or do you want to die?
You're going to have to make that choice eventually.
And it's nothing, and it doesn't matter what we say, we can't make that choice for you. I would like to see you improve. And life will improve if you allow it. It is all about what you
allow.
You've got to, but you've got to allow.
To choose.
And one other suggestion that came to mind when Margaret was talking a little bit ago was, I want you in the middle of every day, like at noon every day, answer the question, what's the best thing that's happened to me today? And think about it and come up with something. I don't care if it's that you got out of the fucking bed. You're going to come up with something.
Right.
What's the best thing that happened to you today?
And be proud of it.
And be proud of it.
And be happy and proud of it.
You're going to ask yourself that at noon, and you're going to ask it again at bedtime. So, and Cam, thank you. Cam says, happy holidays. Need to hop off. Yeah. Appreciate that. And it's about time for us to wrap up too. Ryan,
we're sending you love and energy to help you in your sadness.
And I hope you're not going to hear all that we're saying right now. And I know that. Go back and watch the video of this. Fast forward to this part and re-listen. If you need
Bridget
to,
can help you
every day. Yeah.
Bridget can help you remember to. Please rewind and listen on the recording. That's a great idea, Iris. Thank you. Rosemary, real short, it is what you make of it. It'll work for you. She asked another question. It'll work for you if you want it to. If you have any doubts, it will falter. You can make the best of whatever that treatment is supposed to be for you.
Yeah. Good information. Okay, gang. So I want to share 2 things real quick. Wait a minute. Yes, I want to share
2 opportunities that we're bringing to the public.
Yes. Let me get this. Let me go over here. Wait a minute. I gotta
show something on the screen in a second.
Yeah, here it goes. I think Facebook. All right. So, oh, I'm sorry.
That's
There we
one
go.
meme. There you go.
All right. So, Margo,
Can you blow that up so
um,
they can see it?
I can't make it any bigger,
Can you
but
make the 1/3 screen bigger and
oh, wait a minute. Duh. Yes. I'm
drop
sorry.
off me and you?
Yes, I'm just okay.
You guys, I am a photographer as well, professional photographer. I have a price if you want to give somebody a cool gift. They got a family beach trip coming up. You're coming somewhere near the Ocean Isle Beach, North Myrtle Beach, Sunset Beach area. I'm running a price special on my 1 hour and on my third half an hour family photo shoots. It's also good for engaged people, and also good for senior pictures, graduating students, good stuff like that. Go check it out on Facebook. Uh, and get learn more about the details. You can see the prices on the screen: $250, regular $324 for 60 minutes, or $125, which is regularly $160 for 30 minutes. This includes unlimited lifetime printing from a flash drive that I ship to you. That's all included. If you want details, you can private message me through Facebook or email me at kiss@beachpeopleweddings.com, or you can text or call me at my phone number on the screen.
Yay. Okay. And then I am running a special. I don't have the pricing on my website yet, but I am telling you just so you know. Let me find the little booger. So you can just email me to get the discount. But I'm knocking 30% off of my hourly rate, which is 90 an hour, I think. Anyway, I'm knocking 30% off, and you can purchase time. Like you can say, Iris, I want an hour of your time, and I'm going to give my sister an hour of your time. So I'm going to buy 2 hours of time. You get 30% off the whole shebang, as long as you book the appointment within the next year. It will expire in a year, basically, but I will do it anytime you want to schedule it between now and next December. But the purchase needs to be made before the end of this year. My services include a wide range of spiritual readings, intuitive readings, spiritual guidance. I help with weddings, funerals, consultations, all that kind of stuff. And
Pet
you can
readings. Yeah.
pet readings. Yep.
Yeah.
And if you can email me for details, iris@iriscarter.com, or just go to my website, iris@carter.com. And my contact information is there. And you can also subscribe to a newsletter that I'm doing every month now called Insights. And it's free. I just send it out to anybody who registers. Well, I do not sell your information or any of that good stuff. So, that is there. And let me see. I wanted to share this real quick. I thought it was just funny. It's time to laugh a little bit. Mary, exhausted, having just gotten Jesus to sleep, is approached by a young man who thinks to himself, what this girl needs is a drum solo.
Little drummer boy. What a great way to wrap up the episode. Thank
Tis
you.
the season.
This is season 2, Laugh and Be Joy. Hi, Edie. Hi, Edie. She said hello too.
Hello.
Rosemary, thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
Next week we are bringing in
Winter
a
solstice.
discussion about winter solstice.
Woo.
It is next week on December 21st. So we're going to talk about what it is, what are the traditions, the planetary effects, and we'll talk a little bit about astrology and astronomy and how they affect us and all that good stuff.
And they do affect us.
And then
Join us for the info.
Mm-hmm. And then wait a minute.
And then that's
January.
You got January. And then the week after that, December 28, we will be doing the 6th chakra, the indigo chakra, on Eyes of Indigo.
Yes.
For December 28, and learn about what that magic and power can bring and do for us.
Yes. So
Yeah.
those are the main two, and I'll be posting the one. This is the one for January, but I'll be posting that later just to kind of give you a. Speaking of the Wizard of Oz earlier, we will actually be talking about that on January 4th. And Katie Costa comes back with on the 11th and psychic readings in the violet chakras.
The last
So
chakra.
yes. So wow,
Come
a
have
lot.
fun.
Yeah, come have fun with us.
Come
We
have fun with
appreciate y'all
us.
being here and all your great questions. And have a good week. And next week, it'll be just a couple of days till Christmas, but we will be back on Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Namaste.
Thank you for joining the Eyes of Indigo with Iris Carter and Margot Ross Sears. Music is Arcadia by Kevin MacLeod of Incomptech.com, licensed under Creative Commons. Visit our Facebook page for broadcast details at www.facebook.com/Eyes of Indigo. Show is copyrighted 2022 by Iris Carter and Margot Ross Sears. All rights reserved.